Hello, this is Christy Bridges from 1 Minute Wiser's daily videos, and of course, the company 1 Moment Wiser. I have somebody near and dear to my heart with me today. I have Kim White, who has been my business coach since the beginning, and Kim owns My Sexy Business, which is a wonderful concept. Make a business that's attractive and low maintenance. Something you actually want to come home to. So, Kim, you're going to talk to us today about collaboration. It's Independence Day, and here we are talking about interdependence. How do these go together?
Well, when we were talking about it earlier, I thought how fun it would be to take it from a military term. Military campaigns and military, regiments and all of that. They cannot win a war. They cannot do what they set out to do without working completely together. And
That's so true.
I think that looks like business. I think we've been taught to be competitive instead of collaborative and work together to accomplish things. And I just believe that you can do amazing things. And I have done amazing things through collaboration and through working together instead of competing with other people.
It's so true. I think my favorite example of your collaboration. Hang on 1 second, I'm getting feedback. There we go. My favorite example of your collaboration is the Hope to Hope conference. When oh my gosh, I've met so many fascinating people because you work with people throughout the year. And as you get to know them, you get to know their stories. And then you invite them into the Hope to Hope conference for a week of amazing, totally different stories of hope, of challenges they've been through, and the ways that they got out of it, and the people who are part of it. And that, to me, is just such a beautiful, almost like like if you're standing in front of a mirror and you have a mirror behind you, you see like all the hallway of mirrors. It's kind of collaboration in that form because you've got the one collaboration that talks about others, and it just spreads. It's beautiful.
It is definitely contagious, and I think that's one of the super sexy qualities of a collaboration. The Hope to Hope conference is, near and dear to my heart. That is one of the things that I put off for a lot of years because I wasn't sure how to make it happen. And then all of a sudden, we made it happen. And it took us working together. You were the last co-host that hosted with me in March, and that was like such a blast, so much fun. But, the guests are volunteers. They're collabing with us and being very vulnerable, telling their stories, but then telling the other side of it, what happened, how they overcame things. Because I believe all of us need hope. All of us need to have someone we can relate to and look up to and know we're going to make it through whatever it is. Because, truth is, life is difficult and business is hard. People make it look like it's all fun, and we have a lot of fun, but the truth is it's hard when you're out there soloing it. That's the key, is when you get in a group of people that are all working on their own businesses, you can do amazing things when you get together.
And you just hit on something. Business is hard when you're soloing it, but sometimes we're afraid to get into a group of people who are also working on their own businesses, because what we think we need are employees. What we think we need are people who will come and devote all their energy to helping my business be less hard, to making it easier so that I can succeed. Well, that actually just adds another burden to the person who's trying to make a dream come true. And people can be unreliable. Whoever is working for you on your dream today is going to get inspired and want to work on their own dream. Mm-hmm. So when we work with other people, even though everybody's goal is to improve their own business, we have ways we can help each other that makes everybody more energized and more passionate.
When the water rises, all the boats rise.
I love that.
It's a quote that I don't even know who actually began, I don't know who it started with, but it is so profound to me, because if you think about you taking your little bucket of water and adding it to the water, and you make it come up even an inch, your boat's in the water. Yeah. So how does that work? You don't stay down on a different level. Like, the water rises all the boats. And so I think that that's a key, that if we would get that in our minds, mm-hmm. that as I help you with your projects, and I help you by serving in the capacity that's my strength, I don't need to be doing the things that are not my strength and struggling and battling through. That's not what collaboration looks like either. Mm-hmm. But you in particular have an amazing talent and gift for organizing hundreds and thousands of ideas.
I get that from my mom. She has notebook after notebook full of ideas she'd have to live 35 lifetimes to accomplish.
I hope she's watching. I want to say hi to her if she is.
I see Stacy watching. Hi, Stacy. Stacy does so much to help me. It makes my life easier every day.
See, that part is awesome. If you think about that, those are the things that actually cause you to have more energy and more passion to do what your best thing is.
Yeah.
Somebody else is bringing their best thing, and you have a strategy together to accomplish something. Mm-hmm. And the accountability that you have with each other, there's just such a power that comes from it.
So true. Accountability, at least for me, working on my own, I am what they call extrinsically motivated, right? Since I was 5 on the first, in the first grade play, standing on stage, from that moment forward, I have always loved to impress people, to get that attention, and as I've grown up, I've realized that what I really want is to help people, but I can use that drive of mine to get the response, to keep developing ways to help people. And but when I'm all alone, even though writing takes a lot of alone time, and creating things like the course to help other people write their own devotionals, Share Your Wisdom Wisely took me 6 months of a lot of alone time. Yes. But that alone time starts to lose momentum for me after a while. And so it takes the weekly meetings that we have, or the collaboration challenge that you just set up with other people, or the My Sexy Business Club, where on a regular basis, I have to appear and talk about what's going on in my business. Mm-hmm. Everybody's doing their own businesses, but we're showing up and sharing. And that in itself just keeps me going, well, I'm going to get something done this week, because I can't show up empty-handed.
I'm going to see that princess. I'm going to have to tell her something.
And the My Sexy Business Club, I've met just some really neat people with good ideas and little things that we do to help each other. There's a weekly post that you do for people to ask about website issues or for suggestions. And that one little thing, everybody who's doing different types of businesses can still get together and go, oh, well, on my website, this worked for me. And those little come-togethers, they take 5 minutes, and they still make such a difference. They make your life easier. We're all about living wisely, right?
Yes. Well, and that's our motto, is we help you create sexy businesses for sexy lives, because I can't tell you how many times I am asked questions by people that they're stuck on one little piece of technology. They have all these awesome things in place, but they can't figure out how to get their email sent out, or they can't figure out, and I'm notorious. I will just confess, I'm notorious with passwords. I will take 20 minutes to do a 2-minute task because I'm looking for my password. So I mean, I'm being honest about that. That's one of my things that I've had to learn. And I actually think it was you that gave me some ideas of how to do that better. And I have a better system now, but I laugh because how many hours literally have I spent in my lifetime just trying to log into something? So, but when you're the only one doing that, you think that you're the only one that has those kind of problems, or you're the only one that got stuck on, what is a URL or whatever it is, then you just kind of get stuck and stay there because you don't know who to ask. And so I think one of the sexiest things about a collaboration is not being alone. You can ask questions and you learn from each other, and you can come together in a different way than what most people think. Collaboration is thrown around a lot. People talk about it in different contexts that are not actually collaborations. They're actually other types of business ventures. And a true collaboration is, you work together on something like the Hope to Hope. No one gets paid. Like, that's not a thing that any of them, but that major influence that has come from that conference. I mean, we have hundreds of thousands of views from something that started as a smarty pants thing for me. I'll just tell you, in the collaboration challenge that you're talking about we're having next week, I'm actually going to tell the story of how it started, because and the story, the backstory of like why it even came to be, but how awesome it is that now it lives on, because every 4 months we have that. We have 24 new amazing speakers. We have like all this stuff, and it would never have happened had it not been for working together in the beginning.
Yes. Well, and that story, not sure why I'm getting feedback. If it sounds okay to you, then I'll keep going. It sounds okay? Okay, good. So that story that started the Hope to Hope conference, every time you tell it, more people speak up. It's just like in the group when someone asks a question about their website, other people start speaking up. Oh, I've had that problem here. You, in your personal life, have experienced some serious things that other people can connect with, and all of a sudden there's they're opening their mouths and they're sharing, and some of the wonderful stories that have come out of that are awesome. Now, we're not talking about just sharing. I mean, it's always good to speak up. I could go online to a search engine and find an answer to a lot of questions I might have. So I might think, well, I don't need to collaborate. I have, that wonderful website that everybody uses. But when I search online for an answer, number one, I'm going to find, 10 of those, and I might find some that are from 20 years ago. But number two, none of those websites is going to say, here's your answer. Oh, and I checked out your website and I might make a couple of suggestions. None of those are going to do that. You get that from real people. Or here's the answer to your question. And by the way, I notice you do this and I need help with that. Or I'm working on a new project I'd love you to be part of. Websites don't do that. People do that. So it's when we share, then we get people who go, oh, that touched my heart somehow, or that gave me an idea. And then they start responding, and then we can build on that. Well, I'm supposed to be interviewing you. You get me so excited about things because I'm like, yes, you're right.
Well, one of the things I do want to add to what you just said,
yes,
is that we can look on the outside as business owners and see someone who we see as successful. And we can look and see, because the success does leave clues.
Mm-hmm.
But if you mimic what someone else is doing and you don't know why they're doing it, or you don't know the behind the scenes why they're doing it, or you don't understand the entire process of it, you can get yourself into trouble, because you can make yourself work really hard and not get the results that that other person is getting.
Yeah.
So one of the things about collaboration that I appreciate greatly is, if you have, let's say, 3 people collaborating together, there's 3 people that know something different.
Yeah.
Experientially, they know different angles, they know different whys, they know different, and so then you can start getting a whole picture, instead of just looking at a basically a movie reel. You know, there's that phrase that, you know, we compare our blooper reel to someone else's, you know, highlight reel.
Really, yes.
And sometimes we do that, even trying to copy what someone's doing. We think, okay, we can just throw a conference together,
Mm-hmm.
or we can throw a summit together, or we can throw an interview together, or we can throw this or throw that. And I am definitely one who will tell you, try it, you know, try whatever. But I do know that being in a group that basically has gone before you,
Yes.
and they empower you to come along, you can save a lot of time in the learning curve and the process.
Oh, yeah. Because you don't know what questions to ask. We don't know what we don't know.
Yeah.
So, how do you? There are a couple of questions I really do want to ask. And one of them is, how do you know when someone is good for a collaboration? How do you choose people to collaborate with?
Now, that's a great question. And I get that a lot, because not every collaboration is made the same. And that's a good thing. Not every collaborator comes to the table with the same attitude.
Right.
So you have to check and see who you are, you know, collaborating with. I can tell you from experience, I trust you implicitly. Like, we have worked on projects together and done things, and there's nothing that I don't trust you with. You've been
Oh,
like fully vetted, you know, because you have shown up and done the things that you've said you would. You know, you keep your word, you walk in integrity. Those are things that you look for when you want to collaborate with someone. You don't
you're going to make me cry.
Well, I mean, I'm being honest, because that is something that's very important. You need to be able to trust who you're collaborating with. And depending on the level of collaboration, it doesn't have to be that you trust them implicitly like I trust you.
Right.
It could be that they show up and help you get over a technology hurdle.
Mhm.
They show up and help you with some marketing hacks. I mean, there's all kinds of things that you can collaborate together. And I I want to make sure I'm clear on how to find someone, but I will tell you, we're going to go a lot more in depth
Mhm.
in the challenge group next week. It's free if anybody's watching and is interested. It's a free challenge group that we're actually going to talk about what collaboration really is, and how to find, you know, people to collaborate with. Because in this short interview, there's no way I can cover it all. I don't want to be like elusive to your question. It's just there's a checklist that I have of things that you need to check people. You need to make sure, you know, that you vet them, because you don't want to get connected with someone who's going to bring um, your business down. And
Right.
I'll tell you one of the biggest, I'll give you this tip right up, like on this interview, and then they can come and find out the rest when we have
Mhm.
more time. But one of the biggest ones is, you don't want to be connected to someone who rants on Facebook,
Oh, no. I
because
actually had to stop working with a musician who had a temper issue. And I thought, and it broke my heart because he was very talented and I liked being around him. But when he lost his temper, he lost his mind. And I didn't want to get to where My music was at a certain level of, everybody knows it. And then all of a sudden someone blows it up with their temper and it becomes, headlines.
Yes, yes.
You
And
have to look at that.
we all have tempers. Like we all have issues. We all have all that stuff. It's the maturity that you have to have in a collaboration relationship that says, I'm not going to go and rant and make a fool out of myself because I'm going to impact everyone I'm connected to.
Yes.
I mean, that's one of the questions that you should ask yourself anyway if you have followers on Facebook at all, is what kind of an example am I setting? Because collaboration is something that creates an influencer. And an influencer, we think of the celebrities and we think of the sports stars and we think of, big influencers. But the truth is, there's a lot of influencers that have 10,000 followers or 100,000 followers. And if you think about it, the ones that are throwing fits, and I mean, they might have some, like, they might make us curious as to what's going on with them because of their fit throwing or whatever. But no one looks at them and says, when I grow up, I want to throw fits like that.
Yeah.
What we expose ourselves to matters, and it matters in a collaboration. So that's one of my biggest tips, is you can vet someone pretty quickly from looking at their Facebook posts.
That's very true. Well, and you can, like you said, you can collaborate in small ways. You're going to, at some point, have to work with strangers or people you're not really familiar with. If you're going to get more than what you've already gotten, then you have to expand your reach and your network. And so there are going to be times you'll work with people you don't know real well. Kim and I had to start somewhere, right? We had to start, and in that collaboration, we built a three-legged collaboration. So, it was Kim and myself and another person that I knew very well. And so we liked each other, but not everything that we did was totally dependent on each other. We worked together to build something good, but we each owned our portion. And at any point, we could still have what we had come in with.
Yeah.
And so that was a blessing. Boy, that was the Rose and Bloom conference that we did a couple of years ago with Jennifer Owens. And it was wonderful. It was life-changing for me just because it really opened my eyes to what I could do. That, a dream doesn't have to just stay in my journal. A dream can be lived.
I think that's another cute example, though, of the way collaboration can work and the differences in people and what they bring to the table. Because you and I can spontaneously combust. Like, we get so excited that, we have shut down places, that close like normal hours of like 10 o'clock, and we're still in the parking lot at midnight 30.
Until sunrise.
And Jen was a complete introvert. She is phenomenal, but she can only take so much of us like that. But here's the thing. I love the thing that she demonstrates, even in our three, collaboration of the three of us. And that is, she was honest. Yeah. I'm overstimulated. I have to go home now.
Yeah.
And she did, and she left, and it left a good taste in her mouth instead of a bad taste, because we could have continued to wear her out, not even realizing. Right. So I think that's another example of collaboration being, a blessing. It doesn't need to be something where you can't stand the people that you're with, and that wasn't the case with her. It's just she is not as, I don't know what we are, but
it's not as wired as we are. But, she actually demonstrated something very important in a collaboration of any sort, in any relationship. We are afraid sometimes to be honest about where we are.
Yes.
Being honest and direct builds trust.
Yes.
Even if at the moment everybody wishes that you would just chill out and stick around,
Mhm.
if you did that and became passive aggressive or some of the other things that we do when we're not being who we really need to be at the moment,
Mhm.
then those things actually taint people's trust. But
Yeah.
if instead you say, gosh, you know what, you guys are having a great time, I've enjoyed it, I'm going,
Mhm.
or other, whatever your particular situation might be, if you're honest about that, that builds trust. And
Yes.
mature people can look at that and say, gosh, we're going to miss you,
Yeah.
but I understand. And you just do what you do, we do us, right? And over the long haul, it's such a relief to
Well,
work with someone like that.
and when you set boundaries in a collaboration, that's one of the things that we will map out in the
Yes.
challenge next week is how to set boundaries, because
Mhm.
this is a crazy thought, but you need to have a breakup plan. One of the things that people come into a collaboration, they're all scared to do it because, what if they take this, or what if they don't do as much work, or what if this, or what. Well, you can come in being honest and open about, this is what it looks like if it doesn't work out.
Mhm.
So that way there's no like cat fights, and there's no, backstabbing or calling names or ranting about each other. That's another reason you want to make sure they're not ranters, is because you might have a difference of opinion,
Mhm.
and neither one of you are actually right. You're right for your own business,
Right.
and that doesn't mean that you have the, opportunity, or should not take the opportunity to rant about the other one. So there is a breakup plan involved. And I can tell you, most of the people that ever make a breakup plan in a collaboration, they never break up, because they go in with that right attitude and that right healthy kind of boundaries. And I'm telling you, we have a tagline right now on the challenge that's,
Mhm.
um, we can help you learn to 10 times your business in one collaboration. And we've
That's
done
so
it
cool.
for years. I mean, this is not like a new thing. This is not, we're doing it in a new way, because this is only the second time I've ever done a challenge group.
Mhm.
But it's so fun. It is so fun because it's like condensed into 5 days of awesome sauce.
Yes, I really enjoyed the one that I just finished. I'm looking forward to this one. I like getting to be a part of all of them. But that breakup plan, do you honestly think that the breakup plan might actually reinforce people's commitments? Because I can do anything for this much time, right? I could do anything for this project. If I go in thinking that this is supposed to be a lifelong relationship, then I am continually questioning this relationship. And
Yeah.
am I making the right decision by sticking around? If
Yeah.
I know, here's the boundaries. If
Mhm.
things go wrong, and here's how they can go wrong, here are the things we won't put up with,
Mhm.
then this is over. So I
Yeah.
can follow these rules for this amount of time until this collaboration is finished. And you get more commitment that way. I love you have so many things that I would not have ever thought of that just kind of shock me, like the breakup plan. But once you explain them, make it so logical.
But even negotiating the terms of it, I completely suggest you do exactly like you said, a time limit.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't set it for more than 90 days at the max. I would set it for shorter times. And the thing is if you set it, let's say you set it for 30 days,
Uh-huh.
and things go really well and you want to do it again, guess what? You just say, hey, you want to do another 30 days? It's
Yeah.
not like a lifetime commitment once you get past the term. I always set terms, because if you don't, it does feel like that. It feels like you're obligated forever, or you have unrealistic expectations that they're going to stay in forever.
And that can be heartbreaking.
Mhm.
I mean, that can I've been through so many bands. And you dream of being Willie Nelson someday, still traveling with the same people, and that doesn't always happen. And if you have those expectations, it can really be devastating.
Yes. Well, and I don't want to, I know I'm not supposed to be asking the questions. I get that. But I am a princess, and I march at the beat of my own drum.
You do that.
But I want to talk a little bit about one of the collaborations that you're doing, because I'm excited for you.
Me too. Oh my goodness, I've been planning it so much. Just it's like, once you get an idea, and thank you for the idea, by the way, it was wonderful. But I prayed about it and got the theme, and now I've got all these little guidelines and idea, suggestions for people. And I guess I should start from the beginning. So what Kim is talking about.
Oh my goodness, yes. Please tell, because I think that's what, like, I want everyone to know what you're doing, because it's such a powerful concept.
It is, okay, that's actually where I'll start. When I was a teenager, I didn't listen to my mom and my dad all the time, right? Anybody out there listen to your mom and your dad all the time? So God would send, a step parent, a teacher, somebody else to get through the ideas that I needed to kind of internalize so that I could live a more wise life. So I'm taking that concept and developing a devotional in October. For the first week of October, I'm inviting all of you guys. You don't have to be a writer. I'm going to help you work through the process of writing one chapter. You're going to use scripture. You're going to end in maybe some action items and a prayer. And then you're going to share a story, something from your life that helps people who are between 18 and 25 get their anchor, get their identity set, and understand who they are and what they're about, so that they can navigate this ocean of options that we put them in. We say to every kid, oh, you could be anything. And then they reach a point where they're like, crap, I'm supposed to be something now. What am I going to do? And right. And so this book, Option Ocean, Navigating the Sea of Possibility, is going to help with that. It's a devotional that they'll get that identity set, they'll understand who they are and what their own personal things that just light them up are, and move forward from that point. So if you want to be a part of it, that's the first week of October that I'll be walking people through that process. And I'll be accepting entries all throughout, to the end of October, and then choose the 31 chapters that came out the best and minister to our audience the best. So join me then. I'm looking forward to that. Kim, I've already started collaborating because the people on my Facebook page have generously given me all kinds of feedback on different cover ideas that I've had. And some of them mine and some of them done by artists. So it's been really neat to watch people comfortable enough to be honest, because we want honesty, and engaged enough to participate, because everybody has been in that place to some extent. Yes. And so it's neat to see the response.
I think there's 3 parts to a collaboration, and yours hits all 3. And then that's to love lavishly, to share, like, transparently, to be open and honest, and then to serve fearlessly. Like,
to love lavishly. I want to write this down. Love lavishly, share transparently. And what was the other?
And serve fearlessly.
Serve fearlessly. Oh, I love it. I love it so much.
Yeah. You have a class. I'm supposed to be the one, like, being quiet on this side, but I can't help it. But, I took your class of how to write a devotional. And I'm telling you, it is a phenomenal class. It is not just a class that is, I don't know how, you just break things down in such a simple way, and you are so good at, telling stories, sharing experiences, and helping someone get over the big, huge mountain it feels like that's in front of them. And so I appreciate what you're doing for people who, want to write and who want to write a devotional, because to me, that's a really great way to get into writing, because you can do it one chapter at a time.
That's right. And you can shuffle those around and you can get rid of them. And there's so much portability with the ideas in a devotional.
Yes.
Oh, and I appreciate you taking that class. You actually gave me some really great feedback when I was developing it. And it was neat to be able to show it off to you. Thank you.
Well, I think you're awesome. That's what I'm going to say. I think you're awesome.
Ditto. So let's talk about you again. Challenge is next week.
It is.
And you said is it 5 days, right?
Monday through Friday.
Monday through Friday.
There'll be a live training each day inside the group. It won't be like, it's for busy people, so it's not like it'll take a lot of time, but I can promise it'll blow your mind. If you've never collaborated or never understood what collaboration really was, you will be forever changed.
Yes.
Because it is so powerful when you understand what can happen. And you don't have to have a big following to collaborate. That's one of the mystery parts of what people think. They think they have to be a big influencer before they collaborate. But I'm telling you, you can take small pages that have just started. I'm talking 0 people following them yet, and collaborate together. And it's amazing what can happen in just a short period of time. So I really want to encourage you, if you don't have enough sales, if you don't have enough clients, if you don't have enough of whatever it is in business, come see how collaboration can rock your world.
Or if you're just bored and lonely, join us. So where can they go to sign up for the collaboration?
And we have a link. I can post it when we finish the interview in the comments if you want. And yes. It's just, you just sign up, and then you ask to join the it's a private Facebook group. Mm-hmm. So you have to ask to get in, and we let you in. And then we'll do just some interacting. There's no pressure. I think that's the most important part, because people that don't really know what it is, they come in and they kind of want to lurk, they want to check it out maybe first. And so if you don't feel comfortable participating right off, we're going to try to make it as comfortable as possible. It's a safe space. Mm-hmm. I am very no drama and won't put up with any drama. So if you are going to cause drama, please don't even ask to join. just being real. But if you want to see how we can help you 10 times your business, I think, we're going to be talking about the power of 10 and all about collaboration and how to make a plan, how to negotiate.
Awesome. So there's no drama. Nobody's going to insult your ideas or your business. Do expect some direct feedback, though. We need to have that, like Kim said, a safe environment where if you post something that looks like, it was made in 1932, then you might have people go, oh, if you're going vintage, why don't you try this? Or you might have some people go, here's a way you can modernize this. So, we're going to get feedback and help. That's the whole purpose. And, you're right. We do get lurkers, right? People who just go, I'm too timid to try. I'm just going to watch.
Yes.
But at the end of the collaboration, did you get out of it what you wanted to? I can read books all day or articles online or watch videos, but if I'm not actively doing anything, then at the end of the day, I may feel smarter, but I haven't done anything to show my smarts. You have to put those smarts in action. And that's what we're going to be doing.
Like, you have to execute on a plan. And I think that that's the cool part about this challenge is at the end of the challenge, if you've done the work, you will have a plan for a collaboration and you will be executing on that plan. And it's no pressure. Like Christy said, if you decide to come in and watch because you are timid right now, then come and watch anyway. Come and learn, and then let us help you implement. Let us help you execute your plan, because you never know who's watching. You never know what influencers are going to connect with you. You never know what influencers are actually starting out at 10 likes right now. You never know. Everyone starts at 0, so don't forget that part. Don't forget that when you collaborate, you all rise. The water rises, all the boats rise.
And I know who's watching right now. Mary Jo from our collaboration challenge that we just finished is here. Hi, Mary Jo. Oh, you guys, she's fantastic. You got to check her out. And she is a web genius.
Oh, genius is the right word. So, Mary Jo's so cute, because something that would take me 2 hours, I will message her. She's on the Sexy Business team, and I will message her and say, okay, blah 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 blah, and she'll message me back in 5 minutes. Just push this button, you know. And it's something that I would have had to work and work and work at. And she's brilliant with not only web design, but she goes so deep, so much deeper than that. She understands the online business process.
Nice.
And that's priceless.
Yes.
So I'm grateful for her. Mary Jo, I hope you're not turning red, but
wonderful. Well, so we've talked about collaboration. I'm just going to recap for a second because we talked about so much. Collaboration is something that we do that actually increases our independence, right? Because like you said, the military couldn't have accomplished what they did to set us free if they hadn't worked together. So collaboration is something that we actually do to accomplish our own goals. And at the same time, we're helping other people accomplish those goals, and we're all rising together. Yes. And number 2, choosing a collaborator, we're going to take a little bit of care in that, but we're also going to just go ahead and set some boundaries and set some breakup rules so that we feel a little safer and so that we own our part and work together, but we're not necessarily reliant on each other until we fully trust each other. And then number 3, if you want to learn more about collaboration, join the challenge next week.
It's free. So I think we said that, but I just want to make sure everybody knows it's a free challenge. You just get in the private group with us. You do the work that you want to do, and you come out the other side with a plan.
I think that is fantastic. And it is a nice, detailed, you feel comfortable by the time you make that plan. I'm so glad that you helped me with Option Ocean. And obviously I'm going to pick your brain a little bit more, but I'm so glad that you helped me get started with understanding what different parts were needed and how to set it up so that it's time enclosed and actually beneficial to a whole lot of people.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you, Kim.
You're so welcome. Thank you for today.
It has been a blessing. And guys, it went a little longer than half an hour, but I don't think anybody here is going to mind. God bless you. This is Christy Bridges from One Moment Wiser.
I'm Kim White with the My Sexy Business team.
Signing out. We'll see you later. Have a happy 4th of July.